Set up a station with cards now. Why don't I pretend like I'm teaching class?
Okay, great.
Let's do that. All right, here we go. Good day. Welcome to Spinning and Weaving. Now, I have a question. Where do you think colonial people got their clothes? Did they go to the store? No, they did not go to the store. They did not indeed. How do you think they got these clothes? They did. Where did they get? Did they just buy material? No, they didn't. You guys are crazy. No, they didn't. Now, what sort of things did they have? Clearly, we're going to get to sheep. Yes, good job. They did. They had sheep. And you know what they had to do? They sheared the sheep. Did that hurt the sheep? No, the sheep were very happy because they were very hot, and it really was a mutual agreement between the farmer and the sheep, because the sheep was hot, the farmer needed clothes. This is really what happens. And the farmer would shear his sheep. They would come up with, and this is real wool from Scotland that I collected from a sheep. It's probably super gross, but that's what this is. So, could I just wear this? Yeah. No, right, little boy. I couldn't just wear this. I would have to make this into material, right? Okay, but it's dirty, don't you think? Yeah. It's kind of dirty. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to get the dirt out of this before I can do anything with it. Oh look, these are 2 cards. Now I don't even know if this is like true, but I'm pretending. Like, these look like playing cards. Like, they're the same shape that old playing cards were, so that's kind of a way to remember them. Or you can just remember that they're cards, one of those things. So, what I would do is I would place the wool in between these cards and get out all the grime and the grit and all of the gross stuff that happens. Now, as you can see, as I am carding this wool, there are fibers that are getting separated. And once the fibers get separated and cleaned, they will look something like this. Now, can I wear this? No! I can't wear this. I have to make it into yarn. How would I do this, I wonder? Oh, look. This is called a drop spindle. This is from, how old is this?
That is thousands of years old.
This is thousands
The ancient Egyptians used drop spindles to make yarn.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So the ancient Egyptians used drop spindles to make their yarn, and the colonists also would sometimes. So basically, you will, as teachers, connect the wool to this hook and drop it and spin it. And this is the first station that kids will be shuttled through. I'll explain the stations in a second. But so this is a drop spindle, children. You see, great. So this is going to make yarn, and eventually this yarn will make clothes. Now the colonists came up with something even easier than a drop spindle and faster to make yarn, and this is a spinning wheel. This is called a, oh wow, really? Here we go. This is a treadle spinning wheel because you tread on it. And the yarn would come out of here, and this would spin very, very quickly, although it's not right now. But anyway, I will help me spin this thing.
As you can tell, this is our most finicky piece of equipment.
Yeah,
I call it the bane of my existence.
Yeah, this spinning wheel is really amazing.
Anyway, that's spinning.
This usually is spinning. It will in school, I promise. We basically have the kids, this is another station where we have the kids literally just sit and tread on it. Because unless you sort of know how this works to go forwards, and they're in 4th grade, so they're like, it'll be easy. And you're like, no, little Jimmy, it won't be. They have to make sure that the wheel goes forward a few times. We don't actually put wool in here because if we did and the kids were spinning it backwards, it would all get crazy. So that's something to know to explain to the kids when they're like, why don't we have wool in here? We're like, well, as you will see, it's going to go backwards at some point, and when it does, it would be really bad for the whole process. So you have to learn for an hour or so, and you do. I've spun with these things, ironically. You have to get your foot working for an hour before you even put wool in it, because it has to be that steady to have really good yarn. You have to be able to read a book and not even think about your foot. So that's something that you can tell the kids if they're like, why aren't we actually spinning wool? So that's why. All right, so now we've got a ball of wool. Can we just put that on us? No, we can't. So we are going to use this thing that is called a loom. And this is the third and final thing that we have the kids see in terms of making material. So, and Andy worked this last time. This is, what school did, at Columbus School, the children made this lovely piece of fabric. So we basically explained that this whole process took a really long time. We do this loom, which, this is called the warp, and this is called the weft. The way that I remember it, and you know, everyone's brain's different, but the way I remember it is the shuttle is the thing that goes through the weft and makes this happen. This is weird, but it rhymes with like swift in my head, and so it's like it swiftly goes back and forth. And so this is the weft, and this is the warp because it looks like harp strings. Warp, harp, I don't know. Anyway, that's how I remember it. And we have the kids pass the shuttle through the weft back and forth, and they basically do it like one or, oh thank God.
Oh, that's great.
Thank God. They do it like 1 or 2 times, and they go around in a group and do this.
Can you do it?
I can do it, absolutely.
Yeah, and while she's doing this, I'm going to add to that, you know, the shuttle is the origins of the use of the word shuttle for things like a shuttle bus. You know, it's one of those words that has found its way into the English language to mean, you know, exactly what is happening on the loom right now.
Oh, there we are. Good, good day. Good. Yeah, that's,
It shuttles back and forth.
yes. And then you just push it in, and then you push it down, and then there's a whole different, wow, I really should get a table for this jam.
It's usually on a table.
It's usually on a table, not on a folding chair. We discovered there aren't large tables in the studio. Oh yeah, that's probably much easier, huh?
Alright, you probably don't need this. So.
No.
The floor's flat enough.
So that's one way, and then if you push this down, it makes a different path. So this is one path, this is another path. And so if you were doing this with the kids, you would just basically help them put it through, and they get very excited. It's very cute. Yes, do you want to explain the going around of classes while I pass this through?
Sure.
Like 3 different
Yeah,
stations?
so as you can see, you know, Eleni's gone through it all. Spinning weaving is one of our station classes. We have a few of them. So you know, some classes are just one activity that everybody does at the same time. But we make arrangements with the administration at the school for the teachers to split their kids into 3 separate groups. Sometimes it's 4, sometimes it's 2, sometimes something gets lost in the translation, but typically it's different groups. Each group is a smaller group of students, 5 or 10 kids, and they each go to these stations one at a time. So you might have group 1 at spinning, group 2 at the loom, and group 3 at carding and the drop spindle. So each of these workshops and explanations takes probably about 8 minutes, maybe 5 minutes, and then the students will rotate. So each group will get a chance to have some one-on-one time with each separate station. And you'll see that we do that in a couple of different workshops as well.